The band EF started 2003, playing together, and we've been playing ever since. On and off, actually, for some members, but the EF bubble has always existed during all these years, and we toured always like a lot, and we released 4 albums so far, and now we're back in Budapest, and it feels great.
We all come from different music projects. All of us has been playing in hardcore bands before, and that's something that you might be able to hear in the music still, even though it's hidden beneath all the other music genres. But yeah, all of us been playing in a lot of different band projects, and still during the time while we've been playing with EF, we also had some side projects. Like me and Thomas have a side project together, and yeah.
We are 5 members in total in EF, and 4 of us are actually educated sound engineers from the university. But when it comes to playing instruments, I can only speak for myself because I'm not sure about the other guys, but I learned, learning by doing, trial and error. So I have no education whatsoever. Or actually I do, trumpet, but I don't play trumpet. And nowadays I play it really bad. So,
but still you know 3 notes?
2 notes.
2 notes.
2 notes. And we never use them. So. But so far they sounded really bad actually, so we choose not to use them. I think you are educated in instruments, right?
I used to study music for a few years, like classical guitar and vocal ensembles and Afro ensembles. Yeah, and I also been studying music production and composing. All of the schools in Sweden, almost all of the high schools in Sweden and colleges can provide the possibility for the students to study music. But we have also a lot of culture schools, where young children can learn music outside of school or during school time from an early age, and it's very common that almost all kids learn to play the accordion at an early age, to learn how to read music, and from that learn pick up other instruments.
The style of music we played actually changed throughout the years, and we gained members and we lost members during all these years, and they came with different influences and styles and directions they want to approach. So musically we changed quite a lot, but the thought of playing what people usually might call post-rock music is what we can identify ourselves, or actually the music we create, to mostly, I would say. So why we chose to play this music is because we like it, I guess. To make a simple answer to a quite complicated question, actually, because there's so much into it.
Well, there are a lot of good bands coming from Sweden, and a few successful post-rock bands as well. But the problem is that the music scene in Sweden for that kind of music isn't very big, and there are hardly any post-rock shows with the bands in our genre and size. Of course, there are bigger bands that can play post-rock shows in Sweden, like Mogwai and Sigur Rós. But for the smaller bands, there are no real scene for post-rock in Sweden. Yeah, I actually read a Wikipedia article about this some time ago. Sadly, I forgot all about it. No, but it was a music journalist, I think in 1993 or something, that wanted to put a name to a band called Slint, I think. he wanted to describe their music because they were playing in a regular like rock setup with guitars, bass, and drums, but they weren't playing the typical rock. How do you say it? Like
Rock.
like the way of writing pop, rock and pop songs, like with an intro, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus. Because post-rock is more like a journey from, it's a growing journey from point A to point B. All post-rock bands sound so different because a lot of post-rock bands use like electronics nowadays, and some use like classical elements, and some post-rock bands only play like acoustics with piano and shallow acoustic guitars. There are so many ways of like performing as a post-rock band, so that's also a bit difficult to say what's post-rock and what's not, because I don't think that we don't see ourselves as a post-rock band nowadays. It's
No,
just like a label that we got.
People like to refer our music to that genre, but I would say we're somewhere in between, like several different genres actually. So it's hard to define, you know. There's so many categories of or actually genres of music today. So I don't know. I like to call them pop or rock or heavy metal. I'm fine with that. But people are like heavy metal core slash whatever, you know. I can't really explain the definition of so many genres today, because maybe Daniel has another definition of the same genre. I think it's really personal what you want to describe some kind of music in when you want to put the genre to it, a word.
Yeah, well, we have always been described or labeled as a post-rock band, so that's something that just came along with us during these 11 years that we've been playing together.
Yeah.
But like we're trying to bringing all kinds of genres into our songwriting. Like if I, for example, listen a lot to jazz, I tend to bring that in, and maybe Thomas listens to a lot of soul and tend to bring that in.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it is true actually.
Yeah.
But of course you might not, as a listener, hear like, okay, they're playing jazz, but maybe that was, yeah, we were inspired by like listening to jazz, and then we made something with that background and made it to EF. All of the members in EF listen to a lot of music.
A lot of different music.
A lot of different music. Of course, we share some bands that we all enjoy listening to. Like when we're going by bus, sometimes we just get pissed off of one each other when he wants to listen to a shitty playlist, and then we like tend to throw out that mix CD out of the window.
And go back and recycle it, because
yeah,
you shouldn't
of course.
throw plastic in the nature. Well, we always do.
Now all of us listen to a lot of different kind of music.
Yeah.
It's from classical music, soul, hip hop, jazz.
Soul, obviously.
Yes, soul. I love soul.
Yeah, we love soul.
In the early years, we improvised a lot more. Then actually we wrote the songs by only improvising. But since we've been changing a lot of members, we have to change the way of writing songs all the time. Like the songwriting process changes as we change members, because we always need to find a way that fits all of the minds in the group, within the group. So nowadays we actually have like an idea and like more of songwriting sessions. We sit down, discuss it, try to play around it, but it's not that more improvising like for hours and hours. we don't improvise when we play live because we play with backtracks in our computer that has a click track. So we are kind of
So you
locked.
have to be precise.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the same place.
Actually, sometimes we do improvise, like when we forget the computers and stuff in Berlin halfway to the show.
We didn't forget it.
We didn't forget it. That's really important to say, because the company that flew our stuff forget to send it to Budapest, so it's still in Berlin, or
Yeah.
actually on its way here.
Hopefully, we don't know it.
Hopefully
yet.
we might get it, but in that case you have to improvise, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun in a way to see if we actually can play music for real.
We're gonna play for sure tonight, but
Yeah.
we don't know in what way we're
Yeah.
gonna play. I'm very, very nervous. I feel like throwing up.
Yeah, I'm never nervous, but I'm a good liar.